Hey guys, we are ready to get started on how to start a home care business in 90 days. Hey, what do you mean 90 days? Yes, you can start a home care business. Hey CEO. Hey, when you gonna be ready to answer that question for me for Ohio? I want you to take it on since you are the expert in that area. Let me know when we can have you back on the live since the rules have changed, right? Thanks so much for joining. Thanks. You ready? You ready? Look, don't let me put you on the spot right now. I'll bring you up on here. Hey guys, I want to thank CEO Jessica K, who is our home care business expert in Ohio, but she does work in other states. But today I'm going to talk to you guys. Right, you got to get your face beat. But today we're going to talk to you guys about how to start a home care business in the state of Connecticut. And guess what, guys? It's one of these states that you can start within 90 days after submitting your application. And that is a rarity in these, as they say, home care streets. Okay, long live _ a little wheat. She wants to know, she's in Ohio and she wants to open up a home care business. I'm going to have CEO Jessica K. Let's talk about your schedule so we can have you back on so you can give the update on Ohio. Please let me know that, ma'am. Okay. But today, guys, we're gonna take a little bit of your time. California. We've done California before, but I'll do an update on California. Hey, Loving Touch. Hey, my beautiful mentee, Jacqueline. Good to see you. I'll be seeing you tonight. Email me so you can join in because I definitely need you to update your brochure on Wisconsin. I need to get so let me go back, guys. I have updates on Georgia, on Wisconsin. I have information on how to start a home care business in most states. I can honestly say we're at 35 states, but this is what we're doing. We're getting the updated information, which means me actually speaking on the phone to someone or my team have contacted the state licensing office and have asked, hey, what have you guys changed since beginning of the year? And believe me, there have been a lot of changes. And that's how we know that when I'm giving you guys the information that it's within 90 days, we've actually spoke to and confirmed with, either the people that are reviewing the application or receiving it and approving it, that it will take you 90 days in the state of Connecticut. So, but here is what you're going to learn today. I wrote down some notes, you guys. See, these are my notes so that I can give you. I would love, if time permits, for us to go through all 10 steps and then do a little bit of Q&A. So let me get started by first saying, excuse my manners. This is Sean, aka the Savvy Business Chick, making sure that you know your purpose and destiny in a marketplace. Back in 2006, I started a medical home care business with a specialty on pediatric servicing clients with special needs, medically fragile. We also did adults and seniors in the DMV, which is at DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and grew that to be a very successful 7-figure business. And so here I am as the original home care business mentor. I want to help you start and or grow your home care business. I've helped people in over 20 states get started. You can check my bio and you can check my info on LinkedIn as well as all of the social media platforms that I'm on. You can check my Google reviews. You can check my Facebook reviews, and you can see that what people are saying about working with me, whether they spoke with me once or they join my mentorship program or my licensing program. So because there's not a lot of people out here sharing the goods, sharing information to help you get started or to help you grow your business, I've taken upon myself to really help you just get some clear information. Am I going to tell you everything? I can't. It's so much information. It's so many things to learn and to know in starting and running a successful home care business. I can't do it all in one broadcast. And that's why I've had mentees with me for over 2 years, because, they're on a different level of their home care business. And now they're like, hey, I need to know this. Can you help me with this part of operating your business? Do you know, according to the SBA, the Small Business Administration, that 90% of businesses fail within their first year? So that means you need more help than just getting started. That's why I strongly believe in mentorship, because you need someone that's going to push you to the second year, to the third year. And after having run my business for over 13 years, I feel like I'm well qualified educationally with a background in international business and having been mentored. So I was a mentee myself. So I know what it's like to be mentored by someone and to actually have to listen and follow instructions, right? Because sometimes mentees tell you stuff to do. You're like, that don't make no sense. But you know what? It's not going to make sense. It's going to make dollars, and it's going to make the right amount of dollars on your balance sheet, in your bank account. It's going to make the right amount of dollars when it comes to getting new clients and caregivers. So I just wanted to go off on that tangent, but that is the importance, guys, of mentorship. That's what it did for me. I'm a walking, living testimony. And so I only teach it because I had it taught to me. Oh, you're more than welcome. That's so real. I have a lot of information for Wisconsin as I have one, but there's still so much I have to learn despite that. Exactly. It takes a strong team that's willing to learn. That is absolutely true. Thanks so much. Oh, I love CEO Jessica K is still up here. It takes money to make money till you choose a mentor who's never had a mentor. There you go. And so that's why can I help you in Ohio? I can, but I believe in community over competition, and I have a beautiful sister CEO that's already doing it really big and helping out so many people in Ohio. So that's why I'm going to have her back on the channel to share the most updated information, so she can tell you guys how she succeeded. She succeeded so much. She in a whole nother industry. She opening up a restaurant. She has systems in place and all that other stuff. So anyway, guys, y'all gotta let me get to talking about Connecticut. One last announcement. Tonight, we have a great training. If you're in the Home Care CEO Mentorship Program, you know that we have trainings almost every week. But tonight we are going over revamping. Thanks for joining. Our brochures. You guys know y'all home care brochures look a hot mess. I'm embarrassed that you guys are handing some of these out to your potential clients and referral sources because they are all over the place. Your messaging is all over the place. Your pictures look horrible. Your brand colors. So we're going to fix that. I had the same person that helped us with our home care social media templates has designed a home care brochure template. And I got a message about brochures today. Someone was messaging me, one of my mentees that's in Florida. She's messaging me about brochures right now, like literally, like I can't make this stuff up. So we're going to be doing that tonight. When you register, you get the training and the brochure template. So that's $47. You can't beat that with a bat, as they say. So do yourself a favor and get that training and the templates as well. And new to Instagram, when you subscribe to my channel, you are going to get all of this wonderful new, thanks for joining, exclusive content that I'm doing over there just for the people. Oh, thanks so much for buying the badge. Thank you so much for my badge. Mwah. Thank you so much. Okay, so now let's get into the meat and bones of somebody so much. The meat and bones. If you guys can see, I got this big bay window right here. Okay, so let me first start out by saying that this application or this license that I'm talking about for Connecticut is for a non-medical home care agency, and rightfully so, because medical or skilled home care agencies, I don't want to say they're a little bit more complicated, but they have a lot more details involved. Thanks, Curve Culture. Good to see you, sister. Thanks for joining over here. So let me give you guys the first steps. Now, this is if you can be in any state, right? And these are some of the things that I would recommend that you follow if you are starting a home care business. Hey, guys, you gotta go over to her page. If you got them curves, she got some amazing outfits for you guys. I can't believe it. They're fabulous. Okay, so how to start a non-medical home care agency. So this tip that I will share with you guys, you can do across the board in any state. So I'm going to give you guys a differentiation between Connecticut and any state. Hopefully that helps. Now, so this is what I call, like I said, I'm reading from my notes because most of the time I go by my head. And no, not as assistant living. We did a assistant living training live last week. This is things I would do before I submit the application, right? I would recommend to you to conduct market research. Now, there's a lot of people out here that will tell you to do a business plan. I wouldn't. I would not start with a business plan. That's just me. There's some home care coaches, consultants that will tell you to start with a business plan. I don't consider myself a coach. I consider myself a mentor. I would tell you to start with market research. Now, I did some a little bit for you guys last night, and this is what I have to share with you. Now, this is specific for Connecticut. In the state of Connecticut, it's an estimated 3.6 million people that live in Connecticut. Can I get that in the, can you guys put that in the comments? I want to make sure that there's not a delay in what I'm telling you guys. 3.6 million people live in Connecticut. Can I see 3.6, 3.61, 3.6 mil, 3.6? Let me see. I want to see the delay of how you guys are hearing me. 3.61 million people live in the state of Connecticut. Thank you so much. 3.61. Okay. Out of that 3.61 million, this is recent news. This is 2021. So what they normally do is this will be the information towards the end of the year. So we're going to get we're going to get 2022's information around this time, November, December. 575,000 seniors out of that 3.61. 575,000 seniors are in the state of Connecticut, and they are categorized as seniors when they are 65 and up. That's just the seniors, right? This is one of the reasons why I like to do market research before a business plan. Now, market research is a part of if you did a business plan, you actually have to do market research. I like doing the market research first Why? It brings me hope. And I can share with you how it can bring you hope if you want to get started in the state of Connecticut or other states. Okay, out of that 3.61 million people that live in Connecticut, 158,000 are veterans. Now, we got Veterans Day coming up next week. You guys don't know the half of how many veterans actually need some kind of in-home care assistance. Now, do all 158,000 need in-home assistance? No, they don't have to. But even if it fell down to 30,000 out of the 158,000, that would be enough for your new home care agency and the existing home care agencies to make some good money. My last group that I surveyed, and this is for Connecticut, 138,665 children with special health needs live in the state of Connecticut. So that's 3 groups. I'm kind of giving you guys a little hint on your population, on your target audience. I'm giving you a little hint. If you don't know who you would serve other than seniors, I gave you 2. Now, you don't even know how to go out and reach those people. That's why you need mentorship like the Home Care CEO mentorship program. So that's what you're working with. So you have to ask yourself, and I've did this example so many different times and so many different lives and even in my stories. If you got 100 clients, heck, I gave someone an example yesterday in the state of Virginia. If she had 20 clients, she would be making 400 and I think 34,000 within 12 months with just 20 clients. So that should bring you hope that there are a lot of people that need to be served in this state. Do you know how many people need to be served in your state? So when you get on a call with someone like me, and you're like, hey, I've always thought about starting a home care agency. Reason why I would say go look at the market, then you know that there is a need for what you are thinking about doing. And the need has not been fulfilled. Guess what? Because within this time period that it surveyed that there's 575,000 seniors. And we know that all those seniors don't need home care or home care assistance. But a good amount of them do. We can drop that 575 down to 75,000. And still, all of the agencies and in the state of Connecticut would not be able to serve all 75,000. But you can, right? So out of that, so you do your target audience survey, your market research. The number 2 things you guys would do, you can put the number 2. Number 2, after your market research, I'm going to put, so the first thing I would have you to do is market research. And then 2 is decide which services you want to provide. A lot of people really don't know what services they want to provide. When they get on a call with me, they're like, I don't know if I want to do non-medical or what I want to do medical. They really want to know that question. And it's really important that you decide which kind of service you want to provide, because in any state, not just Connecticut, then that changes your license requirements. So I want you guys to put that in the comments, please. For those of you guys who are still tuning in, that just put license requirements. Your license requirements are different for a non-medical, unskilled home care agency versus a medical home care skilled home care agency. They're different. And the best way the easiest example I can give you is, one reminds you that you need medication, and the other one administers the medication, right? So you have your skilled worker, which is normally an LPN and RN, who can administer medication. And the only reason why they are allowed to administer medication is because they are the only ones that can follow doctor's orders, right? So a home health aide can't, a CNA can only do it under direction of a registered nurse in most states. So there are some states that give a CNA, which is a certified nursing assistant, a little bit more responsibility when it comes to patient care, but she or he has to be underneath the direction of a registered nurse. And they also have another level in some states, which is called a med tech, right? But that's really giving you guys some really meat of the different kinds of workers you have. So I said 2, decide what services you want to provide. If you are an aspiring home care CEO and you're on this broadcast, please drop in the comments, which one are you thinking about doing? Are you thinking about doing non-medical, which is the unskilled, or medical? And we're going to go on to number 2. So, number 3. I'm going to type that in because these comments don't get saved. Decide what, okay, non-medical, what services to provide. Okay. Number 3, research the competition. Now, there is a thing called doing a competitor's analysis. I have like a worksheet that can help you do a competitor's analysis. I'm only going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll give you 2 out of the 5 things that I have written on my paper that can help you do a competitor's analysis. First thing you want to do that I think it's really important for you guys to look at is, if you're saying like long live _ Lil Wheat says that she wants to provide non-medical, then I'm going to look at other non-medical home care agencies in my area, and I'm going to find out what services they provide. Now you may think, well, they're providing non-medical home care services. No. So you have the non-medical is the category. The services is what falls underneath that. And we'll get into a little bit more of that during our training tonight when we break down the description, how you should do your service descriptions, because a lot of you guys are really falling short in that area. Okay. And then another thing I would have you look at is, what does their website look like? So, and do a competitor's analysis on at least 5 of your competitors in your area. Okay. So that is number 3. Competitor. Is any of this helping you guys? If it's helping you and you're already learning some things that you didn't think about, drop an emoji, any kind of emoji you want. Okay, number 4. A lot of things there. Thank you so much. Some of you guys don't take the time to actually register your business and put like an investment into your business structure. You know, if you worked in home care before and you're coming from an agency as a worker and you're thinking, well, I'll just start off just me. It's just going to be me at first. Then you want to safely go into a sole proprietor kind of business structure, but I would advise you not to. And I'm not giving you business structure advice on this training. This is just my expert advice and opinion is which just so happens to be true. When you are a sole proprietor, you cannot hire people underneath you. So you can work directly with a client, but if you ever needed a break and you wanted to bring that person underneath your company and pay them through your company, you're not allowed to, because you are a sole, meaning one proprietor. You are one woman or one man show. So you want to look at the incorporations, which is INC. That's where you would have whatever your home care agency name is, and it would have a comma, INC. Then there's different types of INCs. There is a S Corp and there's a C Corp. You want to talk to your tax person about if you don't have access to a CPA, I always say talk to a tax person. Ask the person that does your personal taxes. Hey, do you do anybody's business taxes? I'm thinking about starting a home care business. I will eventually have employees. What business structure do you think, I should use? And then I would start a conversation from there. It might be cheaper to talk to your tax person and pay them than going to a CPA, who might be at like an attorney's rate. You don't need to have an attorney or somebody like LegalZoom do your business structure. LegalZoom has been charging people a lot of money. And even like my tip number, is that number 6, is getting a tax ID. LegalZoom charges people to get a tax ID, and it's free on irs.gov. So please don't let them take your money when you can get your own tax ID after you get your business structure together. So if you are in my licensing program or my home care CEO mentorship program, I will tell you some inexpensive resources of how you can get your business registered. Now, registered and licensed are two different things. Registered meaning that you're an LLC or an INC, or another option is like a partnership. But typically people choose an LLC or an INC. And there's a way to do that inexpensively if you don't do it yourself, or if you don't go through, some kind of service provider. Then there's an inexpensive way to do it other than LegalZoom or an attorney. Okay. Next, I want you to develop. I'm trying to make sure I stay on my. Thanks for joining on my notes. I want you to develop an operational budget. Now, I don't want you to. There's some states that require that you have a full 1 to 2 year operational budget. I'm not talking about that. I want you to have a more simplified operational budget for getting started. And with a budget, unlike a personal budget, your operational budget should be a little bit more on the prediction side. We call that projections. I project that I'm going to spend $5,000 this year, or predict, I'll use that word, on marketing. I project, or I predict that I'm going to spend $7,000 on professional fees. That could include getting a consultant. That could include going to conferences, blah, 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 blah. So you're writing that on your operational budget so that it's like a guide. Oh, I've already spent $5,000 out of the $7,000. Oh, I need to slow down because I only said I was going to spend this much money for my startup. So it's a good guide that should help you to stay focused so that you're not buying things ahead of time. Because sometimes I see people buying things ahead of time and I'm like, you really did not need that because you don't have any clients. So you really didn't need that. Okay. I already mentioned the tip number 6, which is get a tax ID. Then I said, after you get your incorporation's documents, right? So when you become like a LLC or INC, you get what's called articles of incorporations. You need that. Reason why we have to put business registration before your business license, which is your home care agency license, is because, thanks for joining, thanks for the hearts, is because you have to show them that you're a legitimate business before, when you submit your application. They want to see that paperwork. So you have to have that. You have to have those documents, right? So you can use those documents to also start a bank account. So that bank account is one of those things you can do it, but it's not required. So I don't want you guys to be like, oh my gosh, they want me to put it. In order to start a bank account with this bank that I really want to bank at, I have to put $1,000 in, and I don't have $1,000 right now. Let's just be realistic. Some of us we don't have a buttload of money to start our home care business. Well, guess what? You're in good company, because I didn't have a buttload of money to start a home care business, but it got started. I paid my bills. I was able to have a mentor for 2 years. I was able to pay my licensing fee. I was able to, do marketing. So guess what? I had my guide, which was my budget. And then I worked 2 part-time jobs. I put money towards my business, not towards my hair, not towards my weave, not towards getting my hair done, not towards entertaining. I put money towards my business. Oh, thanks so much. I'm glad you get to watch me live too. Thanks so much. So I got to talk to you guys real like that, because we are almost towards the end of the year. And some of you guys have been saying y'all wanted to start a business for a long time. But, we gotta put our priorities together. When I talk to people that's been in business for a long time, they have no problem spending, or we don't even call it spending, investing money in their business. I gotta tell them, oh no, I think you can do $500 with on marketing. You sure, Sean? Because I really feel like I should spend $1,200 this month because it did so well. So they know, and CEO Jessica K had mentioned it earlier. You got to not spend money, but you got to invest money to make money. Any seasoned home care CEO knows that it's coming back. We're in harvest time. It's coming back, right? All right. So let me not preach to you guys. Get in all of my faith-based business coaching mode. But I really want you guys to win. And I really want you to know that I've been where you are over 15 years ago. So this is what it looks like to put your dreams and your aspirations ahead of your desires. It will definitely pay off, right? After you get incorporated, you get your corporate documents, you can open a business account and you can use that to track your business expenses. But guys, don't get caught up. It's not a requirement. You can do it. You can start it if you want to, but if you don't, guess what? I won't be like, oh, well, you're not a real businessman or a real businesswoman because you don't even have a business account. You don't even have a business account with your business name on it. You won't get that from me. Guess what? I would just encourage you to keep track of your business expenses that you spent on your personal account. That's what you would get from me. I would say keep track of it because you're going to need to learn how to keep track of it going forward when your business is growing and you're starting to get more clients. So I know what things to be a little bit tough on my mentees about and what things to be like, you know what? She's not there yet. He's not there yet. Next. So now we're at the business license stage. And so I'm going to go specifically a little bit into, what's the name of that place? I forgot already. Connecticut's rules. Now, I posted this on my page, but here I want to read it to you. Register your business with the state. So we already talked about that. You're going to get an EIN number, and you're going to decide on the corporate structure. We already covered that in three parts of me telling you how to start a home care business. Okay. Now, the agency that I'm recommending, and this is just a startup, sometimes we got to crawl before we walk. It's called the Homemaker-Companion Agency license. And that's their non-medical home care license. You would have to obtain a surety bond of at least $10,000. Now, I'll go into explaining that a little bit. So a lot of states want you to have general liability insurance, which can be kind of costly. Depending on the state, that can cost you anywhere from like a $1,700 a year to about $4,800 a year. It depends on the state. So that's why when you guys are asking me, what about California? What about Wisconsin? What about Michigan? What about Ohio? I want to be able to give you guys the most up-to-date information. Hey, Nabi, from of your state, and I will be updating you guys on. I'm doing Texas and Georgia next, just because they're the most requested, and I promise you I will get around to your state. So that surety bond of at least $10,000, and it also says it's based on the size of your agency. So as you grow, they're going to ask you to increase your bond, right? That is okay. Whenever you're in a registered, a regulated state, their job is to protect the consumer, and so they guide you as a licensed home care agency from making, thanks so much. They guide you so that in a way they're protecting you. They're like, at this $10,000 coverage, you should be well protected from all of the previous consumer complaints and issues that we have seen. So don't ever take their requirements as, man, I hate that why are they doing that? Take it as their main goal is to protect the consumer, but they're actually giving you a heads up with, hey, we've seen this level of problems in the past, and so now this is the standard, this is the minimum. Okay, create policies and procedures from scratch, which we know. I actually need to take that off because it's really difficult to create policies and procedures from scratch for home care, because you really can't find that on Google. So you either work with a mentor like myself or buy policies for your biz. Now, I've been telling people for the past month and a half, I've actually been telling people, hey, you can wait, because my policies and procedures go on sale for the Christmas holiday, and we're already in November. So, that's Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And anybody that purchased my policies and procedures last year, they know that it's a real sale, because I really want to see people start their home care business and not have any excuses in the beginning year. And then the initial application fee is $375 with a 90-day processing time, right? So, all right. So other than Iowa and Michigan and Massachusetts, you have to go through a home care licensing process, and if you want to have a non-medical or medical skilled home care agency. Thanks for joining. And my last two tips is, there are different ways that you can finance your home care agency. If Nabi is up here, I know she helps with grant writing. There are some grants that just got sent to me from one of my contacts. I'm going to post them to my, should I post them to my stories or should I post them to my subscribers? And they were basically, it's like 4 grants that you can apply for. And it was saying in the month of November. And they all give out different increments. Like one might give out 5,000, one might give out up to 50,000. And it was like grants that you should apply for that were relatively easy, that were, to help startups in the month of November. So I think I'm going to post that to my subscribers. I got to have something special for them. I'm giving you guys this good free content right now. So that's going to be for my subscribers. And guess what? To subscribe to my Instagram channel, it's only $9.99 a month. That's coffee. That's Chick-fil-A or something. That's buying me lunch or something like that for exclusive content and resources. And you get one free drop-in class on the home care CEO mentorship side once a month. Service areas, number 9. Your service area. So I shared it for the state of, I shared some of the most popular service areas. So here are 3: Bridgeport, Connecticut; Hartford, Connecticut. We've all heard of Hartford, Connecticut; New Haven, Connecticut. Those are 3. Then the other one, the last 3 is Norwalk, Stamford and Waterbury, Connecticut. Now, from that market research, what it's saying is that that's where most of your seniors are. They're in those 6 cities. So can you start a home care agency if you're not in that city? Yes. But what it's saying is that you should make 1 to 3, if you can, all of those areas in your service area if you want to be successful, because that's where your seniors are. It could be where your seniors have fixed income, those are your private pay clients, or where your seniors are who need Medicaid. So you want to serve those areas. And my last tip is to market your business. You need to know how to market your business. That's something I specialize in, helping you be creative, be innovative, and stand out among your competition when you market. Now, here are a few things that are specific to Connecticut. And if you have any questions, you can post them now. And I'll answer them after I go through that. So with the homemaker-companion license, there are some things you cannot do. All right. Okay, so there are some things you cannot do. And this is really important because they're calling you a non-medical home care agency. But based upon the state's rules, these are some things you cannot do. You cannot advertise that you have staff members that are registered nurses, certified nursing assistants, home health aides, or specially trained in medical services. They said that's a no-no. And I understand that because I've worked in other states and they'll call them personal care assistants or direct support workers. They'll call them something else. So they're saying that they have deemed that those titles may indicate that that person is medically trained and you cannot advertise. You cannot, it's not allowed to do. It says you can't advertise. Can you have them? Yes, but you can't advertise that you have them. You can't advertise any type of health services. You can't advertise any type of memory care. Now, that was kind of dear to my heart because memory care is pretty important. if you're working with like a dementia patient or someone with Alzheimer's. So I said, oh, they're really going there per se. So you can't advertise. They didn't say you can't provide the service. They said you can't advertise. Now, I know there was someone, not one of my mentees, she's in Florida. She had a homemaker-companion agency, and she advertised something that the state said you cannot do, and she got fined $5,000. So when they're saying you can't advertise, don't try them, because you don't want to get those fines. It says you can't advertise any type of Alzheimer's, dementia care, or hospice care. You can't engage in any type of untruthful or misleading advertisement. That's across the board. In most states, they don't, if you're not licensed, they will not allow you to advertise as a licensed homemaker companion agency or home health care agency. They said you cannot represent registration issued by the department that constitutes any kind of endorsement by the state or the quality of service provided by the state. So they basically say, don't use us to say, oh, or I'm licensed and verified, so I'm official, or I'm a good pick. They say they don't want to be associated with that kind of advertisement. What you can do underneath this license is you can do homemaking services that are like laundry, grocery shopping, cooking, household cleaning, assistance with personal hygiene. Now, those are pretty important when it comes to non-medical home care treatments, because there's some states, if you have a homemaker companion agency, they won't let you do personal hygiene. But this state, you can. So that's why it says it's a good base home care agency license to have, because you can do a lot of things. You just can't advertise that you can't advertise for the dementia care. You can do companionship services such as card playing, puzzles, conversation, walks, and games, helping with dressing, showering, toileting, supervision to ensure safety of the client, client reminders to take their medication. So those are all the things that really fall underneath, like that a CNA or home health aide will do. They just have their restrictions of how you say it. So you have to be very careful and creative when it comes to advertising there. You cannot administer medicine. We already talked about that. It says no employees are not allowed to prepare, crush, measure, sort, dispense, insert, or administer any kind of medicine. All of that is considered administer. So you can't crush it up and put it in some applesauce for Miss Smith, right? The Homemaker Companion Agency, which is hyphenated as a HCA, can only advertise non-medical training for services that are allowed, but with their credential. And lastly, their restriction that they sent me is that you cannot discriminate in any manner in your print, in your press releases, in your service descriptions, on a radio ad, on a TV ad, on social media, or any kind of written communication. And that includes advertising biographies of staff members or logos. So basically, they don't want to see all black. They want to see a mixture. They consider that to be discriminatory. All right. Do you guys have any questions? I'm wrapping up. Hopefully I covered a lot of what is needed. The application is really short compared to a lot of states. It's only like 4 pages. Like I said, it's $375 for that license fee. That's renewable every year. And then you have, they're not they don't go over the policies and procedures, but the policies and procedures that I offer that are going on sale, cover things like your personnel, your staff training, your recruitment, your hiring, your onboarding, your client safety. Connecticut is in an area that gets snow. What would you do if there was a snowstorm and you could not reach your client? How would you still provide service to priority clients? What would you do if they lived in an apartment building and there was a gas leak? How would you supervise your staff that are remote? How would you handle a client complaint? How would you handle a billing issue if they were, delayed in making a payment? Basically it covers like 7 areas, and it also includes over 80 forms that for your client, for your initial assessment, for your supervisory visits, as well as your personnel forms. So it's a really, really condensed and a great packet to grab. And if you want to get that, I would love for you to get it now, but I'm going to tell you guys, hold it, because it's going on sale at the end of the month. It's going on sale at the end of the month, and you can be the first to get that. Don't miss that Black Friday and Thanksgiving sale. Like I said, I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that took advantage of that, and it includes getting into the Facebook group where we do Q&A. So if you have any questions about it, but this video should also help you. So if you have the application, you have the policies and procedures, you have the do's and the don'ts for that state, you can do it yourself. And then you can just join the Home Care CEO Mentorship Program to learn how to market your business. Okay, so do you guys have any questions for me? Any questions? Going once. Any questions? Try to do a little bit of Q&A. Make sure you guys are clear. I'll leave this up for probably like 24 hours for those of you guys have missed or just joining. I guess no questions. Okay, I guess I did my job with sharing with you guys everything that's needed to, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. So thanks so much. Again, if you want to join I want to share these are the cities: Bridgeport, Connecticut, Hartford, Connecticut,